the No Help Service, the NHS. On Tuesday, over 47,000 junior doctors, pretty much half the NHS's medical workforce, are planning to walk out for 4 days in a row. And the dates have been selected by the British Medical Association, or the BMA, which is the doctors' trade union, and directly after the Easter bank holiday to cause maximum harm. Very caring. Now, they're asking for a 35% pay rise. It's astonishing, really. And actually, that an institution that is doing a job so badly can have the nerve to ask for so much more money. A totally unrealistic amount, which would likely spike inflation. And in the end, if the demands are met, will push its recipients into higher tax brackets. I mean, it wouldn't be worth that much at all. The price, however, to us, the taxpayer, would be astronomical. And in a cost of living crisis caused by a pandemic and war, both of which were not in our control, it seems a bitter pill to swallow that we, the general public, should be made to suffer in this way as a result. Yes, I have absolute sympathy for the junior doctors, but let's get something straight. The NHS has been in a terrible state for some time, and it simply isn't fair to put all the blame into the hands of the Tory party. In fact, it's been going downhill for decades and over successive governments. Let's not pretend that this is just the Conservative Party's fault. Let's be honest about what they inherited and from whom. Tony Blair. The history of his reforms hardly bear repeating. First, he dismantled general practice, the fund holding there. Then he set up primary care groups, made them into primary care trusts, and then merged them again, halving their number. He resurrected regional health authorities as 28 strategic health authorities and then merged them back again into an original 10 regions. He shuffled the deck chairs more than the Titanic. Tony Blair turned the NHS into a competitive entity, the opposite to what it was meant to be. Hospitals got into debt, which made no sense because there's so much money sloshing about. Some hospitals closed or lost their A&E or maternity services. Save Our Hospital campaigns sprang up everywhere, a gift to the Tories, who frankly hadn't fared much better. They've made a mess of it as well. So to add insult to injury for the hundreds and thousands of patients whose treatment is going to be disrupted or cancelled during this week's strikes, GPs are being offered up to £200 per hour to work in A&E departments. Hospital bosses are scared of walkouts, which could cost lives. I mean, it's a complete and utter farce. And we, the taxpayers, have been shafted. And frankly, I've had enough. Tony Blair's legacy created a sea change in the way the NHS operates, and subsequent ministers from parties all over this country, the Tory party in particular, have continued to mess about with it. And in the meantime, we hear that public sector workers, so people like workers from the NHS, will get pension increases worth double the average pay rise, again funded by us, the taxpayer. And as I said, I believe many junior doctors should be paid a bit more. But the way they've gone about this particular strike to cause maximum harm, and without, it appears, proper negotiation, doesn't make me feel that they do actually care. I've had enough. We are already heading in the direction of a two-tier health service, so let's make it official. If you want more money, join the private sector. It's time for a rethink. It's time to scrap the NHS.